So I'm quite excited this morning, a little bit nervous as well, I guess. I've set myself a challenge. So I've driven about 5 miles. I've come within 20 minutes of my house, and I've come to a local reservoir / wood, and I want to try and find some pictures that are interesting and also take some engaging video photography as well. So hope you stay with me. I've got loads of great content coming up, by the way. I am going to Ponce Aqueduct, so I'm going to do some shooting and some photography there. I'm also going to see the kites flying at Ryder, so see them being fed. And then towards the end of next week, I'm going to try and take some photographs of a deer rut. So loads more content, really excited.
There was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin.
I'm absolutely loving the way the sun keeps shining through the trees. It doesn't last for very long, so I'm going to try and capture some of that. Obviously I have to get my tripod set up and my camera ready, so I won't be vlogging while I do it, but hopefully I'll get a fairly decent image out of that anyway. So that's a view of how I'm set up. I've obviously got my tripod out, I've got a 24-70 lens on, I've got no filters on. It is quite dark when the sun's out, but when the sun comes out, obviously the exposure goes up. So I've taken 2 images, one without the sun, just to show you, and then one while I've been waiting for the sun. I've got leading lines of the trees leading down to a pile. Obviously somebody's man-made that pile of sticks down there, but I think it looks pretty cool.
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy on our tiptoes.
So the sun is continuing to shine through the trees. It's creating some amazing scenes. You don't have to wander very far actually. I've gone 20 feet in an hour probably. I've just spotted this composition. So I quite like the way that tumble down, falling down tree is causing a frame for the logs in the bottom. So I've taken that shot. So I set myself this challenge, so go out to a place not far from your house, stay within half an hour, and to be honest I'm loving it. I'm relaxed, I'm not in any rush. The scene is quite amazing. It's even more amazing when you've got time to spend looking at it. So when I'm out wandering about like this, I'm looking for a number of things. So leading lines is an obvious one because that draws your eye in. Framing, so putting a frame around whatever you want to photograph, so using tree branches or or roots from the bottom or something like that. Plus difference in contrast, and the sun definitely helps with that. While at the same time trying to bring some foreground interest to a far off shot, or if you can get all of those elements into one shot, then obviously that's your key. So with all that in mind, I took this one. So the sun keeps shining down, lighting up the avenue, alley, whatever you call it, with the trees, creating that contrast. There are roots in the front roots there dark, so they're darker than the sun, so that gives you a bit of foreground interest. And that's how the photograph came together.
Building castles out of sand, reaching for the...
So here's another willing subject I just had to take a photograph of.
Willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb.
So I've just left the 24 to 70 lens on this one. I haven't put the macro on, and the reason is I want to get the mushroom against the backdrop. I don't really want a close-up photograph of something that's particularly white. I want the white against the brown of the trees and the bits of green moss that's on the floor.
Dreamy, breezy, we go.
I wish I could bring the sense of smell to this video. The smell of pine is just glorious.
Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. A bigger scale the world inhales as we go.
There are hundreds of pine cones lying around on the floor. I kind of get the urge to stack them into a pile and take a photograph, but I don't know. Well, that's a bit false, really. What I'm on here is trying to capture the beauty of nature, not something that's man-made, so I'll probably leave that. If you read books on photography composition, they always say things in an odd number are better than things in an even number. So, I don't know. What do you think about this? 3 trees stood together. If you angle it just right, you can block out the tree from the back, so it gives you 3. So you tell me. So not more than a few yards on, I spotted this great tree. Look at the bark. And there's a fence post in the background. But our problem is the tree's too big and the fence post is too small. So to try and give it some balance, you're gonna have to forgive me. I'm gonna take a selfie. So I tried a couple of poses, and to be honest, I just don't like photographs of me. So I moved the camera around, and hopefully I've given it a different level of balance, and I probably prefer that one. I will show the pictures of me as well, just in case that you prefer them and I don't. But I think I will go with the one where I'm not in it.
Easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all.
I don't want to go all Ecowarrior, but why do that? Why would you go to the effort of picking up your dog poo and then stick it in a tree? You might as well have just left it there.
I haven't wondered about you. They said that just one look and I'd get caught too.
So when I was talking about framing earlier on, this is exactly what I meant. So if you look at this tree stump, which in its own right is pretty dramatic anyway, but look. It's bounded by the 2 uprights and 2 diagonally coming down branches, so that gives it a perfect frame.
About you. And you know it too. All I do is think about you.
Oh my god, just when you think you'd seen it all and you'd sampled all of the beauty the forest's got to give you, look what I've just come across. It's like a little fairy house. I've got to set this up and take it and hopefully do it justice, so hopefully it'll come out here.
Your eyes, your scent, your touch is all I dream of. Now I can't live without you.
that's it from inside the dense pine trees. I'm going to head on down now towards the water, see if I can see anything different. One thing I did say is I'm a little bit lost. It's ever so overgrown in here. I assume water's at the bottom, so I have to just head downwards. So just on my way down the hill then towards the water, and I just realised I hadn't actually taken a wide angle shot to show you the immenseness of where I am. So I've just taken that, the leading line of the path, the trees dark against the sun, and see what that comes out like. So I come out of the woodland now, I've come down to the water's edge, to the reservoir, and I've seen a composition that I quite like. So I've got rocks in the foreground, I've got some nice plants in the side that catch the sun, and then we've got a pier in the background as well. I put on a polarizer to flatten out, to darken the water. I've got a neutral density filter to darken the sky, and then I've got a neutral density filter to flatten out the water as well. So I'm quite hopeful for this one. So that's pretty much it. Come down to my local spot, take some photographs, hopefully showed you a great vlog. Like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, whatever you want to do. Keep an eye on the channel because I've got some great stuff coming up.
Into abuse and I'll stop until it's too late. But all I do is love.